What's up, guys? Welcome to my review on Flash Season 3, Episode 9, the mid-season finale. So in this review, I'm going to assume you watched the episode. If you haven't, we're going to be talking about it, so click away if you don't want to be spoiled. If you're still here, let's talk about the episode. Alright, so we're just going to go scene by scene with whatever I thought were the most important scenes. Sorry if I missed any of the smaller scenes, but I can't go over every scene, so... Okay, the first scene was with Julian going with his research team trying to find Savitar. I thought this was very reminiscent, or just like, you know, one of those Indiana Jones type, Tomb Raider type things. Sort of like if you guys watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie with Pegasus and Kaiba, it's like when they were looking for the Egyptian god cards. But yeah, that's off topic. But it's sort of like that. It's just one of those archaeology scenes that goes wrong. Moving on from there, we got the team figuring out that somehow Julian is connected to alchemy and the Philosopher's Stone. I thought that was like hilarious because Philosopher's Stone is also what the first Harry Potter book was called. I know a lot of people from the US thought of the book as the Sorcerer's Stone, but it's actually the Philosopher's Stone originally. So I just thought it was funny that they're like bringing that up with, you know, somebody that's from Harry Potter. Anyways, so we basically see that Julian and Barry talk for a little bit, and then Barry gets some information, he goes back. It wasn't very helpful, and once they start fighting, once the whatever detected the Philosopher's Stone's energy, they went off and they were there. And then what I really didn't like was that, Wally couldn't go, and I'm glad they remedied that by the end of the episode, but it felt kind of, to me, a little forced, because I just feel like they kind of flip-flop a lot in terms of how Joe and Iris felt. Like sometimes you would think that they were like letting off a little bit and letting him do his thing, and then sometimes you feel like they're so forceful that they don't want him to do anything. And for me, I got a little frustrated by that because I really wanted to see Wally do more with his powers. I know I'm talking a lot about my nitpicks of the episode, but I don't know why, but villains always never reach the finishing blow. And it's so obvious they can. It's just there. You can see them do it if they really wanted to kill the guy. Like, basically Savitar and Jay is what I'm talking about. Like, he's just throwing him around and then he has his blade, but he doesn't do anything with it. It's like, later in the end, he just scrapes the walls and just like slowly approaches them. I don't know if it's like a super villain boasting, or maybe he knows that eventually in the future that he's gonna get out again and he doesn't want to kill them yet for whatever reason. But I don't know, like he put his sword up to Jay about to like kill him, but I don't know, was he faking that or something? Because he could have killed him. It was very easy for him to kill him, but I don't know, that's probably a nitpick for a lot of superhero shows in general and movies, like the villain just not doing the finishing blow when it's like right there in front of them. I don't know, I don't, for me, I in particular, I just don't like it. I'd rather them have sequenced the scenes a bit more closely to the point where maybe Savitar was running about to kill him and then the stone all of a sudden got closed, the box got closed. But they didn't really do that. They kind of made it like slow burn, I'm about to kill you type thing. I have super speed, but I'm not using it. I don't know. Sorry, I just went off on a rant about that, but that's how I felt about that scene in particular. I mean, I'm glad to see Jay in this episode. Something about his presence, though, about Jay, I just really like in the episode, but that scene in particular, I just didn't like. So Savitar got trapped in the box. That's a very easy way to make sure that it's an easy way to defeat a villain. If you just make sure that box is like, why can't you just make another box that's impenetrable or something like that? Like, they're so smart, they can create code guns, they can create whatever they want. Why can't they just make a box that's impenetrable, so then that box never closes? But yeah, you know, story narrative, they gotta go on with it, so they threw it in the Speed Force. I'll talk about that later. The next scene is the reveal to Julian, which I thought was, I didn't see it coming. When Barry showed himself to Julian, I thought it was cool, and I thought it was a big step forward. Because obviously if they show him to Julian, then Julian's either gonna die later or he's gonna become somebody closely associated with the team. And right now it looks like he's gonna be somebody closely associated with the team. and he makes an interesting addition. I really want to see him more as like part of the team later on. And I'm really glad that, you know, he was being completely mind controlled. So now we can see him actually be maybe a good guy. We'll see. Either that or he dies, honestly. Honestly, I don't know if that's what everyone else is thinking, but that is certainly what I'm thinking. So after the reveal to Julian, it sort of went on like at the same time. Cisco started opening the box, and I have another problem with this again. Maybe I can talk it out and come up with a solution, but that's still sort of making my own headcanon, and the way they told the story didn't really fit at the moment, or like as I'm seeing it. Basically, Cisco seeing Dante before Savitar was even captured by the box. Did Savitar know the future, that he was gonna, you know, be trapped in the box again? Because if he did, why didn't he just like protect the box? I don't know, it's very convoluted. A lot of, in my opinion, just not very good flow to what I'm seeing. But yeah, Cisco opens it, sees Dante because, you know, dead brother, he wants to be with him again. And Caitlin's the one that stops him. I'm glad that this happened this way, because I liked Cisco and Caitlin together. If you guys remember that they were introduced together in Arrow in that one crossover. It wasn't really a crossover episode, it was more like an introduction episode to Caitlin and Cisco. And I'm glad that their relationship has come this far, even though, you know, Flashpoint kind of rewrote certain things and we're not sure what they were. But for the most part, we can assume that their relationship is pretty similar. So after they recapture Savitar, Wally being able to help and everything, I was very glad about that. He didn't really do much, to be honest, but distract him and then get knocked out or knocked down. But the prophecy was a very fun scene to watch. Julian's facial acting is very fun to watch in general. But the prophecy was interesting to see, as if you can read into it. There's going to be one person that betrays. Obviously, they're talking or referencing Caitlin. One person that dies, we see that it's Iris in the future. It was just in general a pretty fun scene. So Barry and Jay throw the box in the Speed Force. I really hoped that Wally was gonna enter that scene. Like they were gonna say like, oh, we need to siphon this the Speed Force more, and then Wally would jump in and they would do this awesome 3 speedsters, sorry, running and siphoning the Speed Force, and it would just be a cool scene and everything. But I guess not. It was cool enough seeing the pass in slow motion of the box and then Barry throwing it and then getting captured. And then he sees Iris die, and this makes the future more suspenseful, and it also made me, for the rest of the episode, expect to see something bad happen, but nothing bad happened. But yeah, interesting how Jay like knew the exact point in the future where Barry was. I'm guessing he has like a lot of experience with the Speed Force, so maybe somehow the Speed Force, or somehow when Barry traveled into the future, he left like a trail that Jay could follow. But I'm not sure, they didn't really explain it. After that, we had the big ending dinner. Julian actually showed up, and I thought that was really cool. He seemed like very different. I think things are going to be very interesting with him being an addition to the team. From there, everything was actually pretty good. Like I said, I was expecting something bad to happen, but nothing bad happened. Especially when those carolers opened the door. Especially when they opened the door for the carolers, I thought something bad was just gonna happen. But I guess it was sort of like last year's mid-season finale. Overall, I'll just say that as an episode, I thought it was a solid episode. But as a mid-season finale, it sort of ranks the same as the last season's. They also did like this Christmas thing. I think they had the Trickster in it, maybe. But the first season's mid-season finale was something that left me really hyped for more. But this episode, it wasn't a bad episode at all. It obviously, to me, had problems in it, but it isn't amongst like the greater episodes. It isn't like amongst the weaker episodes. It's just an okay, solid episode, in my opinion. So feel free to comment down below on what you thought. That's pretty much it for all the scenes. Oh, one more scene actually. After the ending dinner, Barry takes Iris to the new place that he supposedly, or not supposedly, but he leased. I actually really like it. It's a new set, and I really like new sets, so it's gonna be awesome to watch them there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Give the video a like if you liked it. we'll be starting back up once the season also starts back up, and I'm trying to come up with more ideas for the channel other than just reviews on Flash and Arrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.